there. Welcome to the Sunny Dads Network. We are all about building bonds and breaking stereotypes. We are shooting now at the Emperor's Palace at the SA Podcast Festival. And with me, I've got Tebogo, who happens to be a photographer as well. And he's here with us to share his story as a single dad. Maybe introduce yourself, my brother, where you come from, what you're doing here, and then we're going to ask you a little bit about your parenting story.
Okay, no. Thank you so much for the platform. My name is Tebogo Sweatz, all the way from Temba Hammanskraal.
Yeah.
I'm a single dad to a beautiful 3-year-old daughter, and she's keeping me busy. So by profession, I'm a life coach, I'm a radio presenter, I do photography, MC at events, so I do all these things.
You got great stuff. I don't know why we didn't find you all this time, and thanks to Tebogo, my friend. Tell us a little bit about your daughter. What's her name?
Her name is Oakhile.
Yes,
Oakhile.
And then you live with her and her grandma?
Yeah. I live with her and my grandmother.
Oh, your grandma? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And,
so where does the mother live?
The mother lives all the way in Rustenburg.
Wow, so she comes to visit?
Not so often.
Not so often?
Yeah, it's a bit of a complicated issue.
Okay.
We separated just 3 months after she was born.
After she was born?
Yeah, so my family decided to take my daughter. I started staying with her when she was 2.
When she was 2,
yeah, for the first 2 years of her life, she was staying with my mother.
That's amazing.
Yeah, taking care of her. So it was only when I started, getting my things together, I was like, let me have her stay with me. And I've had the privilege of, raising her up thus far.
Sure. How was it like to start a relationship, especially at that tender age of 2? And I'm sure it must have been fascinating for you, but also challenging at the same time. Yes.
I would say it's quite a great experience because I come from a very big family.
Yeah.
I've had the honor of helping my sister and my aunt raise their kids.
Yeah.
So me having my own, it came with a lot of excitement. So
imagine.
building that bond, I've been excited ever since.
Yeah.
No matter how busy she keeps me, the excitement hasn't gone down.
Hasn't gone down.
Even the challenges that I've come across with, like taking her to the clinic regularly,
So you actually do that yourself?
If
she's not well?
Yeah, because I'm not full-time employed. I do photography.
Of course, you are self-employed.
Yes, and at the radio I work on weekends. So
Yeah.
during the week I have time to work on my things, have sessions with people. So when there is a date where I have to take her to, for her vitamin injections, I take her.
Stuff. That's amazing.
Because it has been an exciting thing for me, from the start. And even though she wasn't planned, but a few years ago, I thought I wasn't able to have a child, because doctors' reports came in, and when her mother told me that she's pregnant, I was amazed, and I didn't doubt because I believe that God makes possible.
Absolutely.
I never even asked for paternity and stuff like that. And
you took responsibility immediately.
I took responsibility because I know what I did. So when she came, I was excited, and she's going to be more like me, even personality-wise.
And you are bonding as you grow. Both of you are still growing up.
Every day.
And tell me, how do you split the parenting responsibilities between the mother? Is she still getting involved in some kind of way?
Yes, what's happening with the mother is that she comes only once in a while. Because I don't want her to be far from her daughter.
So she has visitation.
So she lives her own life. She's married. She's working there. Yes, but what I emphasize is her coming more often. But for whatever reason, she never wanted a child, and it just happened. So hence we found ourselves in this situation where I'm the one staying with the child. Yes. So
Tebogo, what would you say to the other young fathers out there that are scared of the idea of living and even nurturing a young baby?
How I term a baby, I call her my best friend from scratch.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like I had to make my own best friend, create new experiences. So
and you can't run away.
You can't run out. So I would say,
I like that.
give yourself the opportunity to have someone who can grow into a mini you.
A mini you.
Yes.
And in front of you while you watch.
Exactly. And that's the most beautiful thing to behold. You can watch yourself grow, go up and down and do all these things, but watching your own grow. So I would say don't deny yourself the opportunity to have someone who will grow to cherish you with all they have.
It can be a wonderful thing.
You might not have much, but for the fact that you were there, and you did the most out of whatever that you had.
Yes.
It's just amazing.
That's an amazing
it's gonna
story.
pay off one day.
Yeah.
Yes.
And using this network, and what did you say to those fathers that are outside looking for support to networks like ours? And how would you encourage them to reach out? Because most of the guys don't reach out, and they're scared to say,
definitely.
I'm stuck, I'm digging my heels, and I'm confused. What advice would you give them to look for support to people like you even, and other than our network?
Okay, I would emphasize the issue of having a mentor.
Yeah.
You know, having a voice that speaks sense into you.
Yes.
You know, it might not be every day, but at least have someone that you can go to and get clarity, and open your eyes to such initiatives.
Yes.
You know, and it's the first one I'm hearing of, and I was like, this is a great network.
This is the first of its kind.
You know, so I would say normalize having someone who speaks to you, so that some things, when you can't confide in the world, at least you can confide in someone who will guide you and say, be part of this, look into these things, they can help you.
Yes.
And I know, guys, we love bottling things up, but I would advise guys to say, talking really helps. I'm not saying talk to everyone, but find initiatives such as this,
someone who can confide in,
where you'll be comfortable having people who share the same sentiments and story as you.
My brother, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
You've inspired me. I was telling you earlier that I've got my friend who's raising a 7-year-old. You are raising a 3-year-old. And it's so fascinating when you tell your story, and there's so much that you can still share with our network. And definitely we're going to invite you. We're shooting the next season very soon. We're going to invite you so that you share your story. Would that be okay with you?
Perfect. I would love that.
I love your story.
Thank you so much.
Brother.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Cheers.
Thank you.